Okay, I wanted to take a minute to show you guys this new editing toy I have, which does make editing much quicker. It's called the Shuttle Pro V2. And here we are in Final Cut X. And up here at the very top is the user interface. And you can see that it's already auto-detected Final Cut Pro X. I also have Final Cut Pro 7 on here mapped as well. So basically the way this thing works is it has a series of 14 buttons on a controller that is controlled by your left hand. And the concept behind it is it's not to totally take away you having to go to the keyboard, but to eliminate having to go to the keyboard as much as you may be used to doing. Basically what you can do is you can set an in point, out point, and set it to the timeline very quickly. Let me show you up here again in the interface. Here is how you map these buttons. And you can see this has many uses that you can add to this. Right now on button 1 we have an append. Button 2 is add to secondary. This is you can manipulate this or set this however you want to make it work for you. Nudge left, nudge right for a trim or to move a clip. Secondary mark in and out is the button 5 and 6. I do have stop and play. I did take out the reverse arrow key, zoom, fit to screen, position, undo, mark in and out. To remap it, you just highlight it here, and you would just type in the keystroke you'd want here. So I could type in let's go Command Z. And as you can see, that's remapped this button 7 to do a Command Z, which is an undo. So anytime you hit button 7, it's going to undo it, and you just change this to undo. And that's how that works, to remap your keys. I'm going to take that off and remap that to, it was stop, which is K. And I'll just put that as stop. And just that fast, I've remapped that key. And you can remap all of these, all 15 of these. Okay, so now that we've gone over that, we can go over a few of these buttons. On this clip, you have your jog, going frame by frame. Actually, the shuttle on this doesn't work all that great. You're better off using your scrubs. I mean, there's just no faster shuttle than that. So again, you set your in and out. You can set it in, set it out. If you want to add secondary in and out points to this clip, you can do so. I have those mapped to buttons 5 and 6. And I'm just basically hitting those two buttons to set the in and out points, as you can see. I can then append that to the timeline. I can then add this clip to a secondary storyline, which I have mapped to button 2. I have my trim. Actually, I don't have a trim because your trim's always right here anyway. You can come up to this. What I do have mapped to buttons 3 and 4 is where I can nudge the edit or clip left or right 1 frame at a time. Again, if you forget, there is a learning curve to remembering where your buttons are, but it comes pretty fast. These are all the things that I've mapped. So a very important one is here is zooming in, fit to screen. And of course we forgot the big one. We append that to the timeline, the big undo button, which I have mapped to button 15. it's just enough. It really does speed up your editing once you learn how to not even look over at this and know where your hand position is on the Shuttle Pro. You just won't even look over there anymore. You'll just be setting your in and out and appending it or do a second storyline very quickly. So here I've switched over to Final Cut Pro 7, and if I go up here, you can see that it's auto-detected Final Cut Pro 7. And if I go into the interface, I need to make sure that I'm in Final Cut 7. You can see there's the buttons for Final Cut Pro X. There are the map buttons for Final Cut Pro 7. And you can map these buttons to many different applications. They give you a list of them. So as you can see here, button 1, upper left button, I have mapped as a blade tool. 2 is the overwrite, nudge left, right, trim, reverse, stop. I do use a JKL on this. So you're going to mark in and out. Mark in and out usually stays to these 2 side buttons, which, and again, as you see this, it's telling you what button you're going to be affecting and remapping down here. This also has, you can do many things here. I mean, a lot of this stuff I really don't understand, and I've just started using this, but it does make a difference in your editing speed. And a lot of my editing is weddings where the person I do this for likes to build montages. So I'll just basically be going through a tape and quickly setting in and out points and overwriting it. So it'd be just that fast. In, out, overwrite. In, out, overwrite. I'm not even looking at the Shuttle Pro when I'm doing it. I'm just sitting. So I'm going to come up here a little bit right there. In, out, overwrite. Now you're probably thinking, why not you just hit the I and O on the keyboard and then hit the red overwrite button in the interface itself? And that is fast. That's a fast way of editing, but it's not as fast as using the mapped buttons on the Shuttle Pro. So hopefully that this convoluted little look at this has maybe helped some of you decide whether or not to try this. This is my first screencast, so I'm learning screen flow as well. So I know this isn't the greatest, but I thought I'd do it just in case anybody was interested in this little editing device. So that's it. I hope that helps. Over and out.